Hey Aquarius, it's Erica with Sweetteaastro and Tarot. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Why don't you sit a spell and we can talk about the stars for a while. So how's life? We've undergone 2 eclipses and we're staring down our last one of eclipse season for 2016. I hope you're well. I hope this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, I hope it uplifts you, enlightens you, and empowers you throughout this last eclipse of eclipse season. And the good news is eclipse season is ending. Doesn't mean that we won't still be dealing with the ramifications or the impacts of the eclipses, but it's coming to an end. So, on September 16th, this coming Friday, we will experience a 24-degree Pisces full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse in your 2nd house, Aquarius. The 2nd house is ruled by Taurus. It's the house of values. It's the house of your money and possessions, your earning ability, and your self-esteem. Anything that you care about and that you want to keep close to you, your spouse, your children, those things can be considered your possessions. Now, you know, it's titles. Yours, mine. Just be understanding of that. Those definitions of yours and mine may change as well. This full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse will be in conjunct Venus, the planet of love, harmony, and balance, in Libra. This will be occurring in your 9th house. Jupiter has just moved into your 9th house as well, so this could be expanding this energy, making it bigger, blowing it up, a lot of hot air in this area. In conjunct means that there may need to be balance required in this area. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it covers a litany of things. Foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, higher learning, long-distance travel, adventures of the mind or questing, philosophy and religion, the study of astrology, legal system matters. It's a lot. This full moon will... It's Mercury in retrograde, y'all. First video of the morning. I'm having a hard time. Sorry. Not fully caffeinated yet. This full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse will also be squaring Mars in Sagittarius. Mars is the planet of energy, impulse, and aggression. The square means that there will be tension present. This is occurring in your 11th house. The 11th house is ruled by you, Aquarius. It speaks to your friends online or in real life, the groups, memberships, and associations that you may be a member of. It also talks or speaks to your future wishes, goals, and dreams. Bucket list is what I think when I think of the 11th house as well. Now, you've undergone, like I said in the beginning, 2 eclipses. The first eclipse that you endured was actually in your sign, Aquarius. On the 18th of August, you experienced a full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse in your 1st house. The 1st house is ruled by Aries, and it governs your personality, your physical body, and your appearance. It is the physical embodiment of who you are and how the world sees you. Okay. On September the 1st, we had a solar eclipse. This was a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, and this occurred in your 8th house. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and this covers a lot of area too. It covers other people's money, regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, primal or basic instinct, sexuality, life, death, rebirth, or birth. When I think of the 8th house, I think of butterflies. They start out as a caterpillar and they end up as a butterfly, but that process is traumatic and does not feel good to them. I'm sure it is not comfortable in that cocoon. And I'm sure it's terrifying to start out as a caterpillar and then close yourself up in a cocoon, and then when you emerge from that cocoon, you don't even move the same way that you did before. Your entire world is different and your view of the world is different. That's why I like looking at the 8th house like butterflies. There was a T-square on this 8th house lunar, or this 8th house new moon solar eclipse between your 11th and your 2nd house. The 11th house is friends, groups, associations, and memberships. It's the goals, dreams, and wishes that you have for yourself, bucket list. And in your 2nd house, the 2nd house is the Taurus house. It is the values house. It is your money, possessions, earning ability, and self-esteem. It is what is yours and you want close to you, that you value highly. We're going to be experiencing a new moon in Libra on the 30th of the month, at the very end, and I'll be back to pull more cards for that when it comes closer time for it. But this will be occurring for you in your 9th house. So the 9th house is experiencing a lot of energy moving through it the second half of September. The 9th house speaks again to religion, philosophy, foreign people, places, things, the higher education sector, adventures or questing, long distance trips, the study of astrology, or legal system matters. That's a lot. So, Aquarius, that's what's going on for you in the stars for this full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse in Pisces. I hope that you're well. I hope that this information is empowering and enlightening. I'm going to go ahead and shift over to the tarot portion. I'll be right back in just a moment. Thanks y'all for being here. Hang tight. Hi, my Aquarius friends. I'm back. Pardon me. Still dealing with an itchy throat, trying to get over this strep throat stuff. I've got my drink close by. If I have to take a sip, I will. I apologize in advance if that has to happen. Once again, sorry. Okay. Aside from the tarot cards that I'm going to pull for you, I'm also going to pull a few oracle cards for you. The first will be Butterfly Oracle Card for Life Changes by Doreen Virtue. I feel like it's very appropriate for the eclipse season that we're undergoing right now. I think that we are all dealing with some major life changes that are sometimes falling right in our laps and other times we're seeing coming towards us. Nonetheless, we're going through a lot of changes. So I like that oracle deck. Also going to pull from a fan favorite, the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. I love this deck. It is my favorite deck of all time. It is by Elena Fairchild, and the artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison. It speaks to my rebel heart. I have Uranus in my first house natally, and I'm also an Aries sun, so I'm dealing with a Uranus transit, so I'm feeling super rebellious. And you can understand the Uranian energy as well, Aquarius, because Uranus is one of your co-rulers. The last oracle card that I'm going to pull for you is a new deck. My fiance got this for me to celebrate my 1,000 subscribers. It was very sweet of him. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I love you. I want to share this deck with you. I think it's beautiful. It's also by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by an artist named Razuli, and in the guidebook there are poems that go for each one of the 70 cards that are in this deck, written by Richard Cohen. And because this is a brand new deck to me, I am going to read from the guidebook, but we'll get to that when the time comes. I also have a healing and meditation oracle deck that I got from a secondhand store that I don't know who created it, so I can't give the credit to it, but I am grateful nonetheless for the energy that they put into it and the wisdom that they bestow to us. So let's go ahead and get into the shuffling. I have shuffled and meditated off screen, asking for the general messages for my Aquarius friends. I want to let you know that this is a general message for my Aquarius friends, and that if this message does not resonate for you, to please check out your moon or rising sign, because you may find messages there that are more resonant than here. If you do not know how to look up your moon or your rising sign, you can Google the words free natal chart and type in your exact birth information. Please don't fudge on the time, because it is a picture of the sky from your perspective, where you were born on the earth at the exact moment that oxygen entered your lungs the first time, your exact birth time. So if you want it to be accurate, you need to be exact on your time. If you don't have an exact time, that's fine. We can work around it. You will probably only get the information for your sun or your moon. But one of the best ways to figure out the rising sign is to learn about the zodiac signs and then ask your friends what their first impression of you was and see which one kind of matches up with what they thought. It was a lot of information to give. I'll give one more shuffle and then I'm going to cut for y'all. Okay. The bottom card for the underlying theme or the overarching energy, and the top three for clarity. Put that aside. The Healing and Meditation Oracle card deck that I like to use for the full moons. Okay, that was yours. The Butterfly Oracle card for Life Changes by Doreen Virtue. My hands are feeling very clumsy this morning. Now, I'll be honest, I took some cold medicine last night and I'm still a little groggy from that, so that may be the issue. But I'm clumsy as get out too, so. For my Aquarius friends, for the September full moon eclipse. Gonna cut. I'm gonna take the top card and the bottom card from that deck. Now moving on to the Sacred Rebels Oracle card deck by Lena Fairchild. Artwork once again by Autumn Sky Morrison. Gonna cut. I'm going to take the top card from this deck. And the final deck, The Journey of Love by Elena Fairchild. Artwork by Rasuli. And poetry by Richard Cohen. This deck is also made by the same company that made the Sacred Rebels deck. It's a sturdy card. I really like that because I tend to be a little fierce and forceful with my hands. I have stronger hands than I realize. That one. All right. And so it is. Okay, I'm going to have to spread this out and get an idea of what's going on. Also find my spot in the book for this newest oracle card, The Journey of Love. We'll be right back though. Hang tight, y'all. Hey Aquarius, let's go ahead and get to your reading. The underlying theme or the overarching energy, however you choose to see it for the September full moon reading, is the Nine of Cups in reverse. Let's break this down. The Cups cards can represent emotions, relationships, or things that you feel invested in, things that fill you up and make you feel whole, things that sustain you, things that you have skin in the game over. The Nine represents for me the ninth house in the astrological wheel. The Nine is ruled by Sagittarius, and that speaks to a broad house of long distance trips, adventures and questing, religion, philosophy, foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, the study of astrology, higher education, legal system matters. It's a pretty broad house. This card in itself on the upright is the wish card. It's the wishes fulfilled card, having everything that you need and then some. Looking fat and happy about it, right? Have plenty. This looks like this could be trophies or awards, you know, sitting in front of it. Like, look at what I've done. The accumulation of wealth, the accumulation of emotional resources or things that make you feel secure. Resources are more pentacle energy, but I think of it being a blend when I see this card because it's like you have everything you want and everything that you need. In the reverse, you can feel like you don't have everything that you want or don't have everything that you need. You could be seeing that what you thought were your wishes and dreams are actually not what you wanted, You could be figuring out that the path that you've been on in your higher education pursuits is not the one that you are wanting to continue on. You could be having a crisis of faith. You could be having to use that vacation money to pay for an expense that you didn't see coming. You are having Venus in conjunct in Libra to this full moon in your 9th house. Jupiter's also there, so it can feel like this is blown out of proportion, possibly. Whatever situation that seems to manifest for you. The first card of the top 3 for clarity that you got was the 4 of Cups in reverse. And once again, the Cups, things that fill you up, things that sustain you and make you feel whole. You have a core, and this reaches to the very depths of your core. That's what I think of when I think of Cups. The 4 represents the Cancer-ruled 4th house of home and family. Home and family can be the home that you live in, or where you consider home to be, or dealing with home matters. Family can be your immediate family, your nuclear family, your spouse, your children, fur babies. Could also speak to your roots or your foundation. In the upright, this guy is I say guy, it looks like a male figure. This character is not even paying attention to the blessings that he has in front of him, she has in front of her. They are wishing for something that hasn't even appeared. They are wishing for something that hasn't even truly been established. It's not grounded. It is coming out of thin air, and as fastly as it appears, it can vaporize into thin air. In the reverse, it could be that you are dealing with someone who has made you promises and they are falling through. This could be a situation dealing with home or family, or it could be dealing with someone who is a Cancer. What I failed to mention earlier is the cup signs, or the cups also represent water signs, and the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You could be dealing with someone who has Cancerian energy because of the water sign energy, and now the number 4 being ruled by Cancer. The 2 cups cards that you got, and there were only 2 cups cards that you got, they're both in the reverse. You could be feeling depleted. You could be feeling like you're running on fumes. You could feel like, is this worth this? You may be examining how much am I putting in and how much am I getting out of this, and is it worth it? And that could be in any area of life. I see 4th house and 9th house energy for that, but it could be bleeding over into other parts. That's what the tarot is saying. The astrology may be backing it up for you, may not be. Like I said, just depends. All of these aspects hit us in different areas, and this is a general reading. I'm reading for a lot of people. The second card in the top 3 for clarity is the 6 of Pentacles in the upright. The 6 of Pentacles, the very first thing I think of when I see this card is Libra. And I say that because I see the scales right here. That is the only reason why I think of Libra when I see this card. Let's go further. We've got the Pentacles. The Pentacles can represent resources, energy, love, time, devotion, money, health, things that you can expend on another situation or another living being, a project, your children, your school. The Pentacles also represent earth sign energy. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It could be their sun, moon, or rising. Same with the water sign energy. It could be their sun, moon, or rising. It just depends. You won't know that unless you've looked at their chart or they've given you that information. This card in itself for me speaks to benevolent charity. Being fair and balanced in it though. And understanding that with all it takes is a turn of the wheel of fortune, and you could be here and not here, and vice versa. Now, the 6 represents the 6th house for me, and that is ruled by Virgo, and that's an earth sign. Virgo in the 6th house, or Virgo's 6th house, represents work and health, or the competency and skill that you bring to the services that you provide. This may be that you are possibly wanting to reach out and speak to your boss about a raise, or thinking that you deserve a raise in some way, or it could be that you are negotiating a new contract. The fact that it's in the upright seems as though the energy is good for you in this negotiation process, as long as you keep it balanced. Understand that this is paying you for the competency and skill that you bring to the services that you provide, and to not overvalue yourself or undervalue yourself, but be balanced. Balanced in your approach, balanced in your speech, balanced in your resources and how you distribute them, because the final card that you got is the 9 of I'm lying to y'all. It's a 7. I'm still on cold medicine. It's the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Pentacles, resources, energy, time, love, devotion, health, money, actual coins. The 7th house speaks to the Libra ruled house of partnerships, how you identify with others, counseling, and open enemies. Partnerships can be dealing with business partnerships, also intimate partnerships, familial partnerships. Anybody that you deal with on a regular basis for any amount of time is considered a partner. In the upright, this is a card of waiting to yield, waiting. That's not the right term. This is a card of harvest. There we go. This is a card of waiting to harvest your bounty, and it's not quite ready yet. You only have one here at your feet that's grounded. Everything else is still kind of up in the air. I mean, yes, in the picture it is on a vine, but if you just look at the way that they're placed, there is nothing holding it to the ground. And he's just waiting. He's got his tool right here in hand, but he knows that if he hurries the process, it isn't going to yield as good a product. The fact that it's in reverse could be that you're feeling like you're putting in way more energy and time and resources into something, and it's not yielding for you what you wanted it to or what you thought it would. And this could be in partnerships. Like I said, business, personal, intimate. It just depends. You aren't having any direct 7th house energy, but you have had the very last solar eclipse that we had on the 1st was in the 8th house, dealing with the house of intimacy and intimate partners. So it could be that you are you're at the drawing board doing your pro and con list, figuring out, is this worth it? And Aquarius, you need it to be worth it for y'all. I don't want to make it sound like there's going to be all kinds of relationships ending, but eclipse season brings us back to the path that we're supposed to be on, and it closes doors that we shouldn't have opened or gone through in the first place. And it sucks to hear if you're going through hell. I know. I had an eclipse drop kick me in the back of the head, Jackie Chan style. And I'm still recovering from it, but I'm way better than I used to be. Way better. Life goes on. And that's not a depressive statement. That's a hopeful statement. Life goes on. The Healing and Oracle, or the Healing and Meditation Oracle card, I always say Healing and Oracle. The Healing and Meditation Oracle card that fell for you was Stillness. And whenever I see this card, I can't help but think of the song, The Sound of Silence. Disturbed just did a cover of it, and it has been pretty impactful for me this summer. Right after those of you who haven't been following me don't know the story, but May 31st, the night of May 31st, my very best friend's mother was murdered by her husband, and then he committed suicide. And hearing this song, The Sound of Silence, would just bring me to heaving sobs. And you can tell in my voice that I'm getting choked up. I'm trying hard to keep it together. Still a fresh wound, but time goes on, right? Stillness reads, being still is a prerequisite for meditation. It is both a physical and mental state, which contributes enormously to a sense of calm. The following thoughts can help you to create stillness in body and in mind. When you find yourself in any difficult situation, try to find a space where you can be alone and avoid physical distractions. Try to get comfortable by sitting or reclining, and then use this stillness meditation to achieve healing moments of calm. Consider the following. I will breathe deeply. I will empty my mind, and I will be still for a time. Whatever I feel, an itch, a desire to sneeze, I will conquer it with my stillness. My stillness helps me to relax and to feel at one with the world. Stillness and silence are not things to be afraid of. We should embrace them. It's in those quiet moments that we can actually hear ourselves in the whirl, the tornado, the tsunami of thoughts that go around in our heads every day. Try to ground yourself in stillness and embrace silence. It can be very healing. I drove around for the past year, up until when Angie was murdered. Rest Angie. I drove around in silence, and I couldn't handle all of the racing thoughts connected with the extreme loss and the trauma that was surrounding that and my friend. So I had to distract myself with sound. But before that year of stillness and silence in my daily commute in my vehicle gave me an opportunity to hear myself think. And sometimes you need to do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional on y'all. It was unexpected. I pulled two healing and two butterfly oracle cards for life changes by Doreen Virtue. For y'all, the first is decisions. And that's a no-brainer. We just had an eclipse less than a month ago in your sign. And it was a lunar eclipse, meaning there were endings. And you're coming to decisions. You're weighing out the balance and seeing if the wish was worth it or not. Or if the dream is really coming true or not. You feel like you've put in more than you're getting out. And I say that because you've got the Six of Pentacles upright and you've got the Seven of Pentacles looking away on the reverse. It's decision time, Aquarius. And this is dealing with your relationships. This is dealing with you on a very personal level. You may not have felt that eclipse until just recently, but these situations are manifesting in your world some more quickly than others. And it's not just your world that it's manifesting in, it's other people's too. The people that you're closely surrounded by and interact with on a daily basis. Don't be afraid to make the decisions. That's what these eclipses are for. They're opening doors and shutting doors, trying to show you where you need to go. Don't make an eclipse thump you. Please don't make an eclipse drop kick you in the back of the head like what happened to me October 8th, 2014. Less than 48 hours after that total blood moon lunar eclipse, my house was burnt down and I was dealing with some serious problems. The second life-changing oracle card that was pulled for you is Realizations and Epiphanies. And I think that Stillness and Silence card is definitely reaffirming this card, that if you embrace the stillness and the silence, the realizations and epiphanies will come. Don't be afraid to listen to what your heart and your mind need to say. Don't distract yourself from that either. It's so easy in today's world to just grab your phone and mindlessly scroll, or to turn on the TV and mindlessly binge watch. But when you allow yourself to reconnect to your heart and your mind, your spirit, your body, and follow what it actually needs, amazing things can happen. Embrace the silence and the stillness so these realizations and epiphanies can bubble to the surface. Because they will. They definitely will. And when they come, don't be afraid to make the decisions, because this entire spread is indicating that you're not happy somewhere, you're blocked somewhere, and it's dealing with your personal relationships, your partnerships, and how you identify with others. The Sacred Rebels Oracle card that you got is Seeing the True You. I believe this is a To Thine Own Self Be True Oracle card. I think that this is also saying that if you have the opportunity to treat yourself to a weekend at the lake or the ocean or a body of water near you that is safe for you to swim in, that would be a good time for you. Possibly put your possibly float in the water so you can experience sensory deprivation and embrace the epiphanies that come to you. I don't know why that was specifically given to me to say to you that way, but if anybody can understand that sort of message, it would be y'all, right? Very inventive, very abstract, very out of the box thinkers, and I just love it. Something else that I love every time that I see this card is this little teacup right here, which also makes me think that you need to make sure that you are doing things to fill your cup up. And when I say your cup, I mean you as a well. An analogy that I like to use in certain cards that I see is people go to wells when they're thirsty, and you are very much a well. People will not go to you if you're dry, if you're bitter, if you're sad, if you're depressive. People won't come to you. People won't want to be around you. People go where there is life, and water is life, right? So you have to constantly fill yourself and make sure that the waters in your well aren't getting stagnant. You need to be constantly challenged. You need to be constantly challenging yourself. And you need to be able to look at yourself in the mirror too. If what you're doing right now is not allowing you to look at yourself in the mirror, then that's a pretty clear indicator as to what decision you need to make. This is the 29th card of the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. 2 + 9 is 11, and that speaks to the Aquarius ruled house of your goals, your wishes, your future, your bucket list, the groups and associations that you may have membership with, and your friends. This can be online friends or real life friends. The final card that you got from the Journey of Love Oracle book, this is the guidebook. The card that you got, and it's so minimalistic, it's not even funny. I think y'all are going to love the way that it looks. Almost looks like it could be like some sort of an Asian script. I don't know what, but falling. Now, on the 1st, you had a new moon solar eclipse in your 8th house that was T-squaring your 11th house and your 2nd house. Aquarius, are you possibly falling for somebody that you shouldn't be, or that you think you shouldn't be? Because 8th house is an intimate house, 11th house is friends, 2nd house is values. And falling, this is the 14th card. 1 + 4 is 5, and that speaks to the Leo ruled house of where you fall in love. It's a house of your pleasure, your social life, and how you interact with those people. It's the house of your children and your creativity, the things that you have skin in the game on, kind of like the cups that I was talking about that fill you up and make you feel whole. I feel like this is speaking more and more to a relationship for many of you Aquarians. Falling from the Oracle Guidebook reads, don't worry. You may fear you're falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. Are you sensing part of your life flying away from you, out of control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves you? It's a time to laugh, to cry, to celebrate, and to ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are like a perfectly ripe fruit falling from the universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. Oh, that just sounds delightful. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall. You'll end up exactly where you are meant to be. This oracle contains a message for you. You are being called closer into a divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It is safe for you to trust what is happening. Go with it. It might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith, and it's the right timing for that. It's time to give yourself in love without holding back anything for yourself, of yourself. Sorry. The poem reads, is it wrong to love, to feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. And that poem was by Richard Cohen. Aquarius, there it is. That's what's going on for you for this September full moon, prenumbral lunar eclipse at Pisces. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you know, or more than I have the words to express in this short form. I feel like I'm fixing to start a coughing fit, so I'm going to make this short. Take care of yourself. Employ your self-care measures. Be kind to yourself and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through this in different areas in our lives. Take care, Aquarius, and I'll be back for the new moon in Libra at the end of the month. Namaste, y'all.